In this episode, we talk about the next decade of real estate. Hello and welcome to episode 26 of Real Estate TV. I'm really excited to talk to you about today's topic. We're actually going to be talking about the future of property for the remainder of the episodes in the year. So the industry shuts down in 5 days and doesn't open up again until mid-Jan. So we'll be in 2020 when things kick off again, which is really exciting. And that inspired me to have a think about the decade that we've just been through and the changes that we saw and what is coming up. Now, I think we're in a very pivotal time we will be over the next 10 years. I think there's going to be a lot of things that are going to change, and I'm going to put my thoughts out there on wax. And then at the end of the decade, we can do a nice little sort of comparison and show me looking a lot older and see how close I was. So one of the things I think is going to change over the next 10 years is I think that properties are going to start getting a lot smaller. Now, the reason for that is because land prices are going up, and it's the way land prices are at the moment. Things are very unsustainable, and I think the only way forward really is smaller properties, much like this, triple-story townhouses on a small block, or apartment-style living, because people aren't going to be able to afford the traditional block of land with a backyard and a big front yard and all that sort of gear very soon. So I think that's one of the changes that we will see over the next decade, which I'm calling the Roaring 20s. I'm sure I'm not the first person to call it the Roaring 20s, but that's what I'm going to be referring to it as. A couple of other changes I think we're going to see as well, and we'll probably go into a little bit more depth about them over the next couple of episodes. I think that the introduction of 5G is going to change the way that our houses work. I think we're going to see a lot more smart tech, and I think we're going to start relying on smart tech in our homes. Because the 5G connection will be so fast. At the moment, it takes 16 seconds to download a 2-hour movie. It's going to take something like 3.6, so it's significantly quicker, which is very exciting. It means there's going to be almost no lag, and you'll actually be able to rely on your smart products. So I think we're going to see a big shift towards that. Smart refrigerators, smart lighting, your house keeping a track of almost being your personal assistant. To be honest with you, I think that's where things are going to start heading. I think energy ratings are going to change as well. At the moment, when you build a new home, it only has to meet a 6-star energy rating compliance to get certificate of occupancy. A building permit, should I say. And I think we're going to see that change. I think that number's going to go up. I think as we sort of reach the apex of the climate change discussion, things like that will really come into it, and it's going to have to change on an everyday level. People's everyday houses are going to have to get better. I also think that this will be the last decade that normal people will buy property. I genuinely believe that. I think prices are going to go up at a rate. They tripled in the last decade. The median house price was $195,000 in 2010, and today it's $695,000. So it's done more than triple. Now, if it does that again in the next 10 years, things are going to get very scary. So what's that? 695 times 3, 7, 14, it's kissing 2 million. $2 million in the next 10 years for property. Which when you say it like that, I'm sure there are people sitting there going, it's absolutely not going to happen. No way. I bet you were the same people saying it when property was 195. I bet you were saying that it wouldn't kiss 700, and now it is. And I just don't think wage is going to grow at the same rate. Yes, we will have inflation, but I mean, at the moment we've got a median wage of 83k or something like that. Also, the average wage is 83k. And I just don't see it growing at the rate to keep up with a $2 million property. I don't see us earning, what would it need to be? Well, it'd need to be 3 times as much. I just don't see people earning 100 and or 200 and whatever it is, $1,000 as an average. So I think we're going to see a shift towards more investors owning and people renting. Whether those investors are mum and dad investors buying an investment property, or whether they're syndicates and companies set up specifically to buy and hold property, different story. I'm not 100% sure. I do have a theory on that, and we will go into an episode about that. But that is what we're going to be talking about over the next 5 days. I'm really pumped because I love the future. I love talking about the future. And yeah, I couldn't think of anything better to talk about, to be honest with you. We might have a look into where I think driverless cars are at as well. We'll do a little bit of talking about that, and we'll also discuss what that means for real estate as well, because I think it will have an impact on real estate, which is very, very exciting. Yeah, so it's going to be some general chit-chat. If you have a question, or if there's something you'd like me to attack specifically, please DM me on Twitter, and my handle is Andy J. Pater. And I'd love to do an episode on whatever you want, or mention it at the back end of an episode if it's not really worth a full episode. Just ask me a question, and there's a good chance I'll end up in the episode. We're going to go to TikTok now and have a look and see if anyone has asked me any questions. So bear with me. One of the questions from TikTok was, how long have I done my job for? I've now been in property for over 4 years. Just under 4 years now. I've done it since I was 18. And where do I work at the moment? I work for a builder in Clyde. I work for Construct Homes. And I sell new homes. So people come in and they either have a block of land or they don't have a block of land, and I help them, depending on whether they have land or not, I can help them source land and build a house on it. And if they already have a block, I show them what I can build for them. So that's what I do. It's a really cool job. I do love it. Another one of the questions was, do I like my job? Yes, I would not do anything else. Not so much from the sales point of view. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love selling. It's very, very good fun. Negotiating's good fun. But I like helping and educating people, and that's why I put this show together as well. So that's where I got my kicks out of it, to be honest with you, is when you get a first home buyer walking in who just knows absolutely nothing, you go, beautiful, sit down and let's have a chat. And you just get to help someone. To be honest with you, where I work at the moment is very much more a second, third, fourth home builder. It's more of a custom builder. So I can't really even sell to first home buyers. So it gives me an opportunity to be able to help them and not be selling to them. So it's some genuine friendly advice with no real benefit for me, which is great for them. So do I love my job? Fuck yes, I absolutely love my job. What else? What was the other question in there? What's the future of property? We are doing a full series on that. Please subscribe to my vlog. I've put a couple of thoughts down on wax now at the start of the episode, but the next sort of 4 episodes are going to be going into depth about a lot of topics of what I think the future of real estate is, and what that means for the industry. Anyway, guys, that's it. This was more of an intro episode for what we're going to be doing over the next 4 or 5 days. Very excited, really, really pumped, to be honest with you. My favorite thing to talk about is the future. So if you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button, because the next couple of days are going to be really cool. And share it around. If there's someone you think might be interested in hearing what the future is about, please send my channel to them and get them on board. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in episode 27.